Hello everyone and welcome back to that Eurovision site, Eurovision with a Slice of Life. I'm Angus and today I will be reacting to all the songs competing in semi-final 2 of Portugal's national final, Festival da Canção. Now, Festival da Canção, or FDC, is always one of the last national finals of the season and, in my opinion, also one of the highlights. Broadcaster RTP has really found a great formula with the combination of invited songwriters and an open call for songs. I have not listened to any of the songs competing in this year's edition, so I'm very much looking forward to experiencing these 10 songs for the first time. I'll be listening to the songs from semi-final 2 in the alphabetical order of the acts. Timestamps for each song can be found, as always, in the description. Now let's just get this reaction rolling. And what is the best way of doing that? By starting with the first song, Revolutionary, I know. And that first song is by Cantadeira, and the song is called Responso, Mulher. Now my Portuguese is non-existent, to be optimistic about it, but I'll try my best to say all the song titles, all the artist names, and hopefully get the correct translation, which in this case is, I believe, Responsibility to Women. Let's just get into it, shall we? Okay, no instrumentation at the beginning is interesting. Ooh, and there's some good drums. Those are some good drums. I want to immediately, dance along to this. I don't know if that would be appropriate, but I do really want to move along to this. Not what I was expecting from something from Portugal, but I'm quite liking this. There's a bit more oomph behind it than a lot of songs in Festival da Canção. I mean, this will need some powerful staging and /or I'm sure she can deliver it, but Cantadeira needs to really come with some powerful vocals. This song is very dependent on that part of the performance. But this is a good time. Sort of like a folk rocky kind of song. I mean, and that "Oh I Lay" is so easy to just immediately start singing along, which is always nice. I always appreciate that. That's quite a start, isn't it? Not at all what I was expecting from a song with that kind of title, and just in general from Festival da Canção. It's nothing entirely out there, out of the ordinary, but just very good. Instantly catchy. It does do some interesting things, so it doesn't feel cliche or anything, which is always good news. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it. This song lives or dies with the live performance. If the vocals are even a little bit off, or if the staging is counterproductive, or if the backing track, so the music track, doesn't sound as great in the arena, this might be a struggle bus, but as such, I really enjoyed what was being presented to me here in the studio version. And it's moments like these that I wish I could speak Portuguese so I could understand the lyrics. I don't know how much there is or isn't going on, but at least vocally it sounded very good. Once again, those drums really do so much good work. This song has some really nice work with that. So we shall see. Moving on to song number 2 in this video, we are going to be listening to Bombazine with the song Apago, tudo. Now Google Translate tells me this translates to "I delete everything." Is that correct? Why don't you tell me in the comments? We love extra engagement. This is another group or person I've heard basically nothing about, so let's just immediately get into the song. Okay, groovy, a bit funky. Definitely taking inspiration from that new disco trend that we've been seeing a lot of over the last few years, but nothing wrong with that. It's just very groovy, isn't it? Not to be all awesome powers groovy baby about this, but I mean, that's the main takeaway here. This is just a lot of fun. Very groovy. I appreciate also that start keeps more in the tronica direction of like this funk stuff. Like, it doesn't veer too hard into just standard pop, which, again, nothing wrong with that, but I appreciate a bit of variation. Okay, so the backing vocalists will have some work to do, who I assume are the rest of the band. I do wish there was, like, but maybe this is a YouTube version, a bit more of a bass line going on there, or more pronounced at least. It's groovy, it's funky. And I do hope that for that ending, they managed to have a big stage moment. But that was a really fun song. Very funky, very groovy. I'm reminded, and I mean it's in the best possible way because I love this band. I'm reminded of a band like Parcels, who definitely sit in a similar musical area. And they're just also really good. And I've said for a while that they should be going to Eurovision, so why not send the Portuguese version of that? Because this was it's just very fun. It commands you to move. Um, it still has its own identity, which I do appreciate. How will it be brought on stage? Who knows? Who's to say? That's always the question with Portugal and with bands, so that will be an interesting combination here. But as such, I have just no complaints about this song. Of course, this is going to be a boring reaction video for you viewers if all I am is complimentary about everything. But hey, not my fault. Festival de Canção just knows how to bring good music to us. He says 2 out of 10 songs in, so this will bite me in the ass, won't it? Yeah, bombazine. It was just very fun. Again, I had no clue what I was expecting, and then that funky line, and just more bass. This is the kind of song where a really chunky bass line, really elevates the song further, and that was something that I was missing a bit. But that's something that in the live mix can definitely be improved upon. So we shall see how it sounds at Festival de Canção. It was a very fun little studio track at the very least, which is always a great start. So no complaints. Alright, that's been long enough blabbering about that song. Let's just move on to Cotovia by Diana Vilarinho. A bit moodier. Some absolutely classic guitar moments already with this. And the vocals as well are feel very classically Portuguese. But once again, there's like the percussion underneath it is quite prominent and really cool, and I do feel we're seeing influences coming into FDC from their non-Portuguese born songwriters that they've invited over the years, which is great to hear because they've brought some of the best songs in FDC over the years. Something about this song feels as if it should be played in like a film or like this big budget video game while you're on like a big sailing ship. There's just a certain amount of drama to it and grandness. I do really appreciate this, how cinematic it all is. Nice amount of cutting back for the bridge before we get back into the chorus. It's interesting, the other two songs were much more dance along. This is chanting and stomping along with that. Which is a lovely change in energy. There's something ever so slightly haunting about this, which... yeah. What do you say about that? Because that really drew me in. There's something, especially as the song continued, it's something about it, despite it repeating itself as most songs do, something about it became very haunting to me. And it really pulled on some emotional chords for me. And it's yeah, I can't really put into words the why or the what or the how here, but it did make me emotional towards the end. It was very. I mean, part of it is definitely the grand scope of the song. Like it feels like very grand, very cinematic, and it takes you, thanks to that, on like this on some kind of journey, which I really do appreciate, and that is definitely part of that. But yeah, that was mesmerizing. That genuinely. Sometimes songs really just take me aback, and then I need to think about the why, what, and how of that. This was lovely. This was just really lovely. I think I'll just stop saying it now because it's true for every song here. If there are exceptions, well, I'll let you know. But staging will be important, and let's see what they do. But this was just really, as a studio version, I really, really love this. Yeah, I'm genuinely a bit emotional. I don't know how much microphones picked it up, but yeah. Yeah, Diana Vilarinho, Cotovia, really, really doing something special for me there. Without yeah, without feeling like it's doing too much different or new. Again, I don't mean that negatively. I'm just saying like this. It does it does build upon things specifically that we already know, but definitely builds upon that. And just really, it really touched me there. This is where you people in the comments tell me that the lyrics are strange or something, isn't it? But what are we gonna do about it? Well, I tell you what I'm going to do about it, and that is listening to the next song, which is Rapsódia da Paz, which means, I believe, Rhapsody of Peace, and it is by Emmy Curl. Oh, lots. There was more going on at the beginning than I thought. Cinematic in a different way, but definitely one of those big, grand songs again. This feels sort of like one of those fusion things I'm sort of reminded of. This is just for us Dutch listeners out here, but the Kiteman Orchestra, which was started by this techno guy who then did this much more orchestral situation. Because there's a lot of different musical styles going on here in one. I mean, Emmy Curl's definitely the focal point of this. Like, her vocals are really just pulling it all together, creating a cohesive whole out of this. Again, some funk influences here, but also more traditional Portuguese stuff. I love like those little callbacks that we're doing here at chant-along moments. Oh. I was not expecting a second vocalist. There's a lot going on here in a good way, but it's difficult to wrap my head around it. At least on the first listen. I think on the second listen a lot will fall into place, but this first listen is just, it's a lot. So that was Emmy Curl with Rapsódia da Paz. Yeah, a lot going on. I said cinematic at first, but towards the end I'm feeling more concept album or a musical. Like this is, the big like first or second song that really, gets things going, and then we move into some of the other songs. Very interesting. Okay, I said difficult to fully wrap my head around on a first listen. It is a cohesive song, more than a cohesive song even, but it's difficult for me to fully wrap my head around. I really talk about much. I did have a good time with it, but it was a bit overwhelming. There was a lot going on. I haven't really been able to grab onto something just quite yet. That's not a bad thing because it does make me want to go back and listen to it again. The fifth song I will be reacting to today is Medo by Fernando Daniel. Now, if my translation options aren't lying to me, Medo means fear in Portuguese. So let's see how scary this song is. Okay, this feels like typical FTC in the best possible way, but this is very what I would be expecting from Festival de Canção so far. Something about the contrast between the acoustic guitar and then the sort of synthesizer vocal call. The synthesizer is doing some vocal work basically, which is very interesting. A bit of a fake out, thinking you get a very big chorus, but this chorus will be big towards the end. I'm already calling it. We will get a big dramatic moment, but this time we're cutting back to a strong effect. Like this is drawing me in a lot now. Again, the music really continuing the vocal melody line at times, which is really an interesting contrast with just how the song initially presents itself. There we go. Now it's bigger. There is something very ready for radio about this. He has a very nice voice. I'll definitely have to give Fernando Daniel that. The tried and tested OOOs. Nothing wrong with that. That was Medo by Fernando Daniel. It pulled me in, but it didn't grab me. If that makes any sense. But I mean, like, I was interested. I was pulled in. Which is, but it just, I wasn't fully immersed into the song. But again, that's not a bad thing. It means that you're ready to really take in the rest of the performance. Which, if he brings these good vocals to the stage, it will be a good performance. And there's something very much like, oh, I can totally hear this on the radio about it. Except for the Portuguese language, of course, because when do we get Portuguese language songs on the radio here? Yeah, this was pretty good. It just didn't fully click for me, but I can totally see this working for me come the live shows. We now move on to our one and only song this semi-final with an English language title. It is I Wanna Destroy You by Henka. I have no idea what to expect from this now. FTC has already been surprising me, and this is a song title that just makes me go, this could be anything. So, let's just find out what it is. Oh, I was not expecting that from Festival de Canção. Something properly hard in Portugal? Really? Okay. I mean, this will not be for a lot of people, but I'm having a good time with this. I'll be very curious to see how this gets presented on stage. Wow. I was not expecting this. I really wasn't. This is not at all what I was expecting to ever hear Festival de Canção. Like, I believe this bridge now, that's fairly accessible to everyone. And in general, the verses are fairly broadly accessible, I feel. It's the chorus that really... If I didn't have my headphones on to listen to this, I would be headbanging. Oh yeah, that's... that rhythmic guitar there now. Oh, I so hope this stage as well, because this can be such a great moment. This could be such a great moment. Wow. Was not expecting that. Not in a million years. Not even with that song title. I was not expecting something that goes that hard in Festival de Canção. How much will this hold up on further listens? I don't know, but on this first go around, man, did I have a blast. Wow. That was something, wasn't it? This is tricky vocally. A lot of people that do not like harder genres underestimate that, but this is very tricky to do vocally. So if Henka can pull this off, full points for me, because this is not an easy song to do live. In the studio version, it already was. It was just wow. I know I'm just keep using that. I just keep saying the word wow, but this was a full assault, positive, on the ears and senses. I was just overwhelmed. This pumped me up, hyped me up. I want to do shit like. I need to keep sitting in this chair and reacting to music, but I want to I have energy now. I need. Which is a good sign. If a song like this really pumps you up, that is always good news for a song like this. And yeah, I'm trying to remain family friendly here, not use curse words, but yeah, this is doing the work for me. I'm still just so astounded that something like this is something we don't get in most national finals, let alone in Portugal, which is known for its fado and saudade, calm. And again, I love that stuff. That's why I love Festival de Canção. But who would ever expect this from Portugal. And it's good too. Like, it's not like, oh, we just picked something for genre variety. No, this is like good. This is shaping up to be such a good semi-final. Wow, just wow. Yeah, so I'm whew. Let me calm down a bit. Hopefully, we can calm down with the next song, which is by Inês Marques Lucas. And her song is Quantos Queres, which means how many do you want? Well, I would say I want about 10 songs in the semi final, which is how many we have, and then. I'm sorry for that bad joke. Let's just swiftly move on from that and just listen to what Inês has on offer for us this year in Festival. The effective on the instrument does give this song some pop sensibilities that it otherwise wouldn't have. This is quite a contrast to what I just heard, but please have a sweeping chorus. A bit too much beat work in the chorus for me, but her voice is lovely, like just very does give like this sweeping soundscape and takes me along with her. Yeah, this is a nice, gentle, vibey song. Yeah, I'm not entirely sold on the instrumentation of this, but it does work very well with her voice, and her voice is lovely. I mean, I'm vibing hard, so. And it's also a chorus you can just sing along as soon as it comes on the second time in the song, which is the kind of thing this song needs, and it's always nice to hear. This is the kind of song that I prefer usually when it's either only 2 minutes long or 5 minutes long. But I'm having a good time with it. Just wish the beat work would switch up a bit more. Inês has a lovely and also like lovely voice with also slight texture to it. I just wish the music leaned into that a bit as well. Yeah, that was Inês Marques Lucas with Quantos Queres. And I do feel I wish this song had, a producer took another look at it. But as such, this was a really just pleasant little song. It got me moving along. Inês sounds great. What else is there to say about it, really? It does get a bit repetitive for me, specifically the beat work towards the end, but that is also the nature of this kind of music, so how much can I really complain about that? No, can I? That's just a matter of personal taste. Yeah, that was just a pleasant song. Wouldn't mind whatsoever if I heard that many times more, so let's see how far it gets in Festival that Canção, perhaps even Eurovision. That's true actually for all of these songs, because so far I have no idea what's winning. And I wouldn't mind hearing any of these songs over and over again. But before I can start re-listening to this stuff over and over again, we have to move on and listen to the rest of this semi-final, eh? And next song is Quem Foi, who was, I believe it translates to, by Luca Argel featuring Azevedo. What will this song be like? Let's find out! No one's going to get a Bojack reference. Okay, this already feels very classy and classic. Yeah, this is what you really think of when you think FTC. But I feel that this has a little like sting, and so something's going to happen that will surprise me. It's a lovely, just swaying along. This is the kind of song you really just sway along to. There's something a bit lullaby-ish about it, but that's not at all an issue, because that just means it sounds very pleasing to the ear. Like, immediately, just a very pleasant sound. Again, this will not be for everyone, I think. Accordion, this style of Portuguese singing. I don't know where suddenly YouTube was coming from in the lyrics there, but alright. I just want to now sit here with a lighter or a candle going left to right. This is very lovely. Luca Argel featuring Azevedo. That was a sweet little song. I was expecting something to happen. Like, obviously, it's Festo da Canção, and this feels very Festo da Canção, the song. But the way it just opened and the way that, presumably, again, I don't know any of these people. I'm trying to do the minimal amount of research because I want to be surprised. Presumably, Luca Argel was singing, the male vocalist. It feels as, especially the way it's slowed down towards the end of that first verse, you almost expect, like, not just suddenly it to completely change up, but some percussion or some clapping to come in and the song to speed up a little, and a bit of dancing. But it didn't. That's not at all a bad thing. This song knows what it is and executes that very well. But I do wonder how much of an impact this will have on stage. Because we just had all of the songs we had before this. Well, any song in the world pretty much is much more in your face than this one is. This is a very stripped back, calm ditty, and that can be good or can be bad news for its chances in the contest. It can be good and bad news for the way it stands out and how it stands live. I'll be. Yeah, it was pleasant. It was just very nice and pleasant. It was a bit lullaby-ish, but that's both negative and a positive, right? I can see some people absolutely loving this. A lot of people will hate this, and some others will just completely forget about it. I enjoyed it. I had a decent time. Following that moment of slowing down, who knows what comes next? Courtesy of Napa and the song Descolado, which means shifted or maybe like something like relocated. Again, tell us in the comments. We love the engagement. But yeah, let's just get this next song started. Okay, lovely little piano opening. Indie band ballad vibe so far, which I'm totally happy with. Okay, yes, guitar coming in. Keep growing. Come on, song. This is such a lovely warm sound. This song has such a lovely warm sound. It's really... Yes, there we go. Like, it's not doing much, but it's so effective, this song. I can see the song go so hard with the crowd. Like, this definitely has some vocal moments where you can see just an entire crowd at a big festival singing along. I also love, this is unmistakably Portuguese in so many ways. Yeah, it does feel very broadly accessible and international. Like, it's not losing its identity, but it does touch on a lot of international music trends as well. Yeah, this is just a really nice song. And a nice little electric guitar moment now towards the end here, just to add to that. As I said, the song is not doing all that much, but it's doing still more than enough, and it's doing it so effectively. Yeah, that was really nice. That was just really, really nice. So that was Descolado by Napa. Yeah, unmistakably Portuguese, yeah, also very broadly accessible, at least to an avid indie listener like me. Doesn't do all that much, like, it's very clearly just a song by this band, but this is a band that really knows how to use their resources and just use their instruments and their skills so effectively. I'm not sure if it's a good fit for Festival da Canção or for Eurovision, but I do think it's a really nice song. I could totally see this getting big beyond the contest. It was just really nice. I had a really good time with this. Again, I'm having just such a good time with all these songs. It must be so boring to watch this. But yeah, this was just really, really nice. The warm sound, like, I really was immediately pulled in the day. But again, this song was in some ways written for me, I think. But I was immediately pulled in, and just that lovely warm sound. Some other bands over the years, Festival da Canção, have had that warm sound, and I always love that. It just really pulls me in. just just a nice. It just feels like it's like a warm hug of a song, pretty much. And then you sit down and you have a glass of Madeira or whatever while chatting with these people. And I'm totally on board with that. Yeah, just very very nice. And on that note, we get to our last song of this video already. And that is á-tê-xis or á-tê-xis. I do not know the pronunciation by Tota. Now, let's see what this song has in store for us. It's going to be a bit more poppy, even though, the typical guitar is still present as it has to be. I really loved in the beginning where, like, basically he was just so rhythmically singing. I'm sure the song will get going, but at the moment I really wish it would get going. I'm feeling like I'm anticipating something. He sounds good. The production is good. It's like I'm feeling this underlying musical tension. I'm just really waiting for it to resolve. Okay? We're keeping going, but I know this sounds absurd, but I basically need a beat drop in the song at this rate. As lovely as it is already. Okay, a bit of laughing on it. That's dangerous to deliver live because it sounds really good. Yeah, the production did switch up quite a bit, but lots of layering of vocals and instruments. So I'm just trying to place everything that's going on because there's quite a bit going on musically. Oh, that was á-tê-xis by Tota. I did quite like a fair chunk of that song, and it does feel very much Portuguese pop music in its own way. I wanted more from it. I appreciate that you only have 3 minutes to work with, and that's difficult when you're doing what this song does, which is it does do a lot with exploring different music, like sonic textures and some rhythmic work here and there, and that's all very tricky to only put in a 3-minute song. It can be tricky enough to work it all out in a 5-minute song and give everything its place, but yeah, I just wish a bit more. The as such, the climax with all the layering and slightly different production really worked for the song, but I just wish the song would like do even more. I wanted to like speed up a bit or get even louder and just really like wall of sound or something like that. This now felt like a nice snack, and especially at the start, I was expecting a full meal. But there's nothing wrong with a nice snack, and that was just my expectations also leading me astray. So if you're a fan of this song, do not get me wrong, I did enjoy this. It's just I was hoping for even more. But yeah, that was fascinating as well. That really were 10 fascinating songs. I have no clue what's going through from this, what isn't, to the final, let alone which of these songs might win Festival de Canção, especially if we keep in mind there's a whole other semi-final I haven't even listened to. But this is a fascinating national final already, and I'm really looking forward to experiencing Festival de Canção live. Now, if you want to see more Festival de Canção, including pre and post discussions, stick around on our YouTube where we cover basically everything about every national final of the season and much more Eurovision news. Don't forget to like, comment, and if you want other content, subscribe and hit the notification bell to make sure that you're the first to see all the videos we make. And we've made a lot of videos and we'll be making a whole lot more still. Thanks for watching and listening. It's been really appreciated. You can also, if you just want to follow national final news and Eurovision news and even other news like Junior Eurovision and much more beyond that, why not head over to thateurovisionsite.com where we cover Eurovision and more with a slice of life. You can also find us on social media pretty much everywhere you get your social media fix. I personally recommend Blue Sky, but you can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Tumblr, and Threads. So just give us a follow and we'll keep you up to date on all the latest and greatest Eurovision news. I've been Angus. It's been a joy to listen to the Festival that Canção songs, and goodbye!